Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the Simply Lili podcast. Listen, come on in, get comfortable, grab your tea, your coffee, whether you're taking a walk, you're sitting in your car for a couple minutes before you go wherever you're going, you already know that this is our little space. And can we talk for a second? I want to tell you straight up. Today's conversation made me laugh when I first thought about it because I realized something. I think a lot of women finally get peace and then immediately get suspicious. I mean, no, seriously. You ever hear you ever have like a calm week and suddenly think, "Wait, why is everything so quiet?" And am I forgetting something? Should I be worried? Because after living in survival mode, chaos can start feeling normal. And when peace finally arrives, I mean, peace feels like it feels strange. Not because we don't want peace, because we've spent years adapting to noise. So today we're talking about something I think women experience but rarely say it out loud. And I want to say it very nicely and in the simplest way I can is sometimes peace feels weird at first. So let's talk. So, what about when chaos becomes familiar? I mean, can I be honest? I think many women become incredibly good at functioning in chaos. And I say that from a very personal space. Let's talk about the busy schedules, the emotional stress, family responsibilities, work, carrying people, fixing things. And we're always preparing for the next thing. And eventually, your nervous system gets so used to operating at a certain speed. So when one day life becomes calmer, less drama, less urgency, less emotional heaviness, and somehow, why is it that our brains say, wait a minute, this feels suspicious? Like things have been really quiet lately because familiar doesn't always mean healthy. Let's sit there because sometimes we confuse familiar with safe. I mean, I'm gonna call this the peace panic. I don't know who needs this, but if you've ever created imaginary problems because things were finally okay, I mean, you're not alone. Everything is going to be fine. Everything's going fine. And then suddenly your brain starts reviewing like old conversations from 2018. Come on now. I know somebody out there is relating with this. You're washing your dishes thinking, did she mean something by that text? Or should I be doing more? I'm serious. Because sometimes something is too calm. Why are we like this? Like, because when you lived in survival mode, your mind can get used to expecting disruption. So stillness can feel unfamiliar, and unfamiliar can feel uncomfortable. And I've been there and I still find myself there at times. And I'm really trying to stand still and just let things go because I want that proper alignment. And it's just like your mind just goes everywhere. We can't control it. And sometimes I'm just like, Lord, then I'm like, no, Lord, it's not you. I rebuke you. I rebuke the devil because he's always working. I want to tell you something. There was a season where I thought excitement and peace were the same thing. I thought constant movement, like always being busy, meant life was full. I thought busyness actually meant purpose. And I thought emotional highs and lows actually meant passion, believe it or not. And now, baby, good sleep feels exciting. A quiet morning feels exciting. And boundaries, honey, talk about super exciting. But protecting my energy is my all time goal. And younger me would have thought, girl, what happened to you? Life happened, healing happened, growth happened, and now peace feels rich. You know, I was watching something on YouTube the other day, and I seen the host actually say to the person she was interviewing, to interviewee, um, "What would you say to yourself 25 years ago?" And I sat there and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what would I say to myself 25 years ago? Before all the craziness and the tragedies in my life took place, like, what would I say?" And I couldn't even, like, I paused it and I couldn't even come up with an answer. And it left me thinking, like, what would I actually say? Because there was no peace. There was just getting through things. There was just survival mode. But as we continue to grow, it's like, where are we? What do we think is good and what do we think is unusual? Because I'm not going to say bad. I'm going to say unusual. See, as life happened, healing happened, and growth happened, but now peace actually feels rich. There's no price on peace. And we always say, my kids go, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? Mom, what do you want for your birthday? Mom, what do you want? And for the last, I would say maybe even 10 years, I would actually say peace. I just want peace. Just so much in life has gone on. I just want peace. I'm gonna go straight into scripture because it has to do with peace. And I want to literally pause for today's scripture. It is Isaiah 26, verse 3. And I've been dying to talk about this scripture. I've just been dying to say this scripture. The scripture says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." I'm going to say it again. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. And what I love about that scripture is the word keep, because peace isn't always a moment. Sometimes peace is a practice. Sometimes peace is choosing not to revisit old chaos. I'm going somewhere with this. And I speak from a place of, I'm not going to use the word experience. I speak from a place of learning this. Sometimes peace is protecting your mind. And sometimes peace is allowing yourself to stay in calm moments without creating storms. But let's talk about the women who outgrow chaos. I think many women reach a point where they stop romanticizing chaos. You stop calling inconsistency excitement, and you stop calling anxiety chemistry. You stop calling exhaustion success, and you stop calling survival strength. Now in my life, and at the age that I am and the journey that I've been, I see friends and they're like, sometimes they'll say, "Oh, you've been through so much, and you're such a strong person." Strength isn't that isn't how we should look at it now. I don't look at it because I stopped calling survival strength, if that makes any sense. And it's something where you start craving things that once felt boring. Like consistency, honesty, calm, sleep, stability, softness. And honestly, this isn't becoming boring. That's becoming clear. That's strength, not the survival stuff. Those things are strength. And I want to talk about those permission slips for a moment. I mean, before we move on, I'm going to give you a permission slip this week. It's a good permission slip. You have permission to enjoy peace without feeling guilty. You have permission to stop waiting for something bad to happen. And you have permission to trust the calm. And you have permission to let life feel good. And one thing, once we have the peace, we need to learn to keep the peace. Maybe becoming her after survival mode means learning how to let the peace stay, not questioning it, not sabotaging it, not overthinking it, just receiving it. Because, beautiful people, not every season has to be hard. Not every chapter has to be so heavy, and not every relationship has to be complicated. Maybe life can be softer too. And I come to you and I say this from a place of truth where no matter how much chaos I literally can have in my life, I've learned that when I stand still, I can honestly say that that had nothing to do with me. Like, why is this even like, why am I even letting this live rent free in my head? Because at this point, misery loves company and hurt people hurt people. And I'm not there no more. I'm just not there no more. And I just feel that when my peace is there, I am no longer allowing anything to destroy it. I don't care who it is. And I'm not going to let that irritability in somebody else's life, who then brings toxicity into mine, destroy anything. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, I've worked so hard for my peace, because you don't work for peace. Peace is something that you create, that you bring to yourself. And everything has a time on it, everything in God's will. And I'll tell you something, and I'm going to make this short and sweet. Everything that happens to us, sometimes we had no control over. And it's not where we were at, it's where we're at now. And if we're still struggling with peace, if we're still struggling to get there, just let certain things go. Do that spiritual hygiene, pray, do some affirmations, seek a nice community, people that are positive. Sometimes we have to change our circle. Sometimes we have to literally pull those weeds. And I've learned where I'd rather lose something than continue in a spot of my life that I'm going to continue trying to fix something and I'm just going in circles. But if we make the changes and if we try to literally come out and let go of a lot of stuff, my experience has been that peace does come. And there are so many scriptures in the word about peace. And I believe therapy for me has been a big thing because I have exposed a lot of things that I never thought were really a problem, but it's brought a lot of peace to me. And I'm going to say this again, and I've said it in previous episodes, is that in order for therapy to work, you have to be honest. There's no judgment in therapy. And I think I'm going to leave you all with that. And Maybe, like I said, becoming her after survival mode means learning how to let peace stay. So I'm going to leave you all with this. Before we leave today, I want you to ask yourself, what if peace feels strange simply because you spent years surviving? What if you're not bored? What if you're healing? And what if you're not missing chaos? What if your nervous system is finally exhaling? Because maybe becoming her isn't learning how to do more. Maybe it's learning how to receive more. And I'm going to switch it on me again. I had to learn how to receive things in order to accept things. More peace, more rest, more alignment, more joy. Listen, y'all, I want to thank you for sitting with me today. Protect your peace, trust your growth, and remember, becoming her doesn't happen overnight. We're still a work in progress, but I feel that the work in progress, we still have to put work into it. We can't be all over the place, and we have to be consistent, because I will say this over and over again. We have more days behind us than we do ahead of us. I mean, sometimes it begins when you stop mistaking chaos for home. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave this episode at that. Think about it. This is Simply Lili, and I'll talk to you all in the next episode.